Okay. I know this is going to be a controversial opinion, but as a transgender man, I want to say that there are a lot of fake transgender people, and I have known who I am since I was a toddler. I argued with my mom all the time as a toddler that I was a boy, not a girl. And she was very angry about that and forced me to portray myself as a female. And I have I don't have a lot of, I have a few tattoos, several tattoos. And they were all done by an individual who I had no idea was trans male. And I find that that's often the case. That the real transgender folk, you don't know that they're transgender. Even when I didn't even know that there was such a thing as transgender, and I had longer hair with a ponytail, females would come into the restroom and be like, "Oh, sorry, sir," and walk out. In the military, people were calling me sir by accident all the time. This is all before I even knew you could be transgender, but I had always known that I was male. And now, as a male, I don't get misgendered as a female much at all. And usually it's because of issues from my upbringing, being forced to portray myself as a female that shows itself because it was so long of pretending to be a female that people misidentify me as such, because I will take on the traits of a female as I have had to do my whole life. But otherwise, even as a full-on female, shall we say, people always thought I was male, including children. And children are wonderful, honest judges of character. And even wearing pink and having a ponytail and working customer service, kids would come up and be like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" It's like, well, secretly, I'm a boy. But I'd have to say out loud, and much to my dismay, that I'm a girl. But I'm here to say that there are a lot of individuals, a significant amount of individuals, who are not trans, but say they are. Maybe they even think they are, but they are not trans. And it gets really tiring being grouped with a bunch of individuals who are clearly not trans, who are very confused and hurt individuals who really need some therapy. Like, I don't need therapy. I have healed from my traumas. I am who I am. I love life. I'm a productive individual of society. I don't have any problems. But then you see these individuals causing all sorts of chaos, being very loud-mouthed about their opinions and position and identity, and it doesn't fit. And you can see that they're not. I do believe there is a genetic biological factor involved, because how would myself, designated as a female, not knowing that there was such a thing as transgender, I was homeschooled, raised Christian, how would I, wearing female clothing, having long hair, still be misgendered as a male? Like, it all fits. I am transgender. Something went wrong with the growth of my fetus. I am a male. I have always been a male. I will always be a male. I don't understand females, even though I had to exist with them my entire life. I think like a man. I feel like a man. I am a man. But you see these other people, often on social media, who clearly look like the gender they were assigned at birth, who clearly act like the gender assigned at birth, who are not being misgendered. People see them for what they truly are, like people saw me as who I truly was, even when I didn't know that was a real option I could do. And so, yes, I want to say there are fake transgenders. There are misguided transgenders. And it is very exhausting to be grouped with these individuals who are abusing our disability. Our body did not grow correctly to be placed with our soul. And then these other people are taking advantage and saying they are what they are not. And it's very distressing. And one of these things is the school shooters. School shooters are typically white males. But lately, there's been a few transgender white males. Or are they females? I forget. No, they are white males. They're supposedly transgender female. So lately there's been quite a few school shooters that are transgender female, white. They don't look it. They don't act it. And I am here to say that they are not it. But because they said they are, they get labeled as transgender. And then in the news and the media, they're all like, ooh, this transgender individual, school shooting. Oh, this other transgender individual, school shooting. It's like, they are not transgender. They are deeply disturbed and mentally ill individuals who have no idea who they are, but they are not transgender. And I am really exhausted being grouped with these individuals who are clearly not transgender. And you see it all over social media. These loudmouth, entitled, a-hole individuals calling themselves transgender when everybody, their mother, father, son, and daughter, and other transgenders who are actually transgender can see they are not transgender. You have no history. You don't have the look. You don't have the spirit. You don't think like the opposite gender. But you're putting on a wig or cutting your hair and calling yourself one. I just want to be someone who comes out and says that not all of us are the same. And not all of us who are transgender are actually transgender. And it's exhausting and terrible for those of us who truly are, because it sets a bad precedence and it makes us look bad. It puts more heat on us who are really transgender, who are just trying to live our quiet, personal, normal lives. No one in my community has any issue with me. hardly anyone in my community even recognizes that I'm transgender. Even my own coworkers. I don't know how many know that I'm transgender or not. It's not like I'm hiding it. But I was surprised to find out that there are coworkers who do not know that I'm transgender. And I'm surprised because, unfortunately, the body I was born in, my soul was born in, has very developed chest tumors. That's what I call them. And the biggest boon to my life would be to get them removed. But they are very prominent. And they are my only giveaway. Nobody knows I'm not male except when they look down to my chest. So, I lost my train of thought. It's just, there's a difference, okay? There's a difference between those of us who really are transgender and just trying to live normal, quiet lives, and our community has no problem with us and doesn't even know that we're transgender because we truly fit who we are. And there is a difference between us and those who put on a wig or cut their hair and go all over social media being loud-mouthed. Oh, I'm transgender, I'm transgender, I'm transgender. You misgendered me? Oh my gosh. Those are deeply disturbed individuals who don't know what the heck is going on in their own lives. And I would like people to be able to separate the two. There are those of us who are just existing as our own selves. And then there are those who want the world to recognize them as something they truly are not. We are not the same. And the fact that we are forced to share the same title of transgender is so detrimental to those of us who were actually born this way. And the tattoo artist I spoke about, they were clearly born this way just like I was. They once said, well, they multiple times said that their own brothers would call them their little sister brother. Their own family recognized that they were not the female they were designated at birth. And this is a running theme amongst those of us who are truly transgender. There are lifelong discrepancies from the time we are born. It's not a choice. And it's not something to brag about, and it's not something to angrily demand other people. I don't have to demand people address me in the appropriate gender. People just do. And they always have. Even when I was playing the female part and not doing anything to suggest that I was transgender, people would still mislabel me as male when I was, by all accounts, fully female. This is the running theme between those of us who are truly transgender and the fakers out there, the confused individuals out there. I want people to understand there is a difference, and you do not have to be concerned about those of us who are truly transgender, because we are just regular people trying to live our lives. I am concerned, and I believe you should be concerned as well, for the fakers, because they are erratic and entitled and dangerous, often dangerous individuals, because they are so disturbed and they don't understand the first thing about themselves or the environment or the world. They're confused, they are hurt, and they do need significant help to become a normal functioning individual. There's a difference, and everyone who's labeled trans is not in the same category. It's not about acceptance. It's not about this idea of, oh, well, you identify as, so how can you not accept someone else who identifies as? It's not about that. I've never identified as transgender male. I have always identified as a male individual who's been forced to pretend to be female for far too many years. It's not a game. It's not an act. It's not a falsehood, except for in those who do make it such things. We are not the same, and you don't need to fear us regular transgenders, because we are just normal people. We're not causing any trouble. We're not making a scene. We're not announcing to the world what we are. We just are. And the ones of us who really are, just are, we're the real ones. The ones who are making a stink on social media, they are confused and disturbed individuals. And I think that shows in every aspect of their videos, character, portrayals, and ideals. I hope you understand. And I know I'm probably going to get hate for saying it, but it's the truth. It's the truth I see and feel. It's really hard to be grouped as transgender with these other individuals who call themselves transgender. It's really hard. It puts a bad name and face to all of us who just want to be normal and who only get to be normal being who we are. I guess since this video is so long, I'll just continue. As a female, which I was designated at birth, I was forced to be with females all the time. And they rejected me all the time. I only got along with males, and males accepted me no problem, except adults would force the separation because I'm a female. So I had to exist in this environment where I didn't care to be, and the others involved, the other females, knew I didn't belong. I knew I didn't belong, they knew I didn't belong. And then I finally learned that you could be transgender. And after several years of researching and mulling it over and asking friends and really rewiring my brain to understand that I wasn't wrong. I was right from the beginning of who I am. And I finally got to switch to who I actually am. All my social problems disappeared. Females accept me. Heck, they even flirt with me. They accept me for who I am, not knowing that I was designated as something else. And males, as always, have always accepted me for me. because I belong with males. I understand males. I have their same humor, the same thought processes, the same demeanor. It's the only way I know how to be. And to those wondering, it is distinctly different from masculine lesbians. A masculine and female lesbian and myself are as different as any other male and female. We're not the same. I still don't understand female lesbian, whether they're masculine or not. I understand males. My brain is male, my soul is male. That's where I'm comfortable. That's where I understand the social structure and everything else. I will never understand females. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are beautiful, but I don't understand you. I do have some insight. One of the things I love about being transgender male is I get to be the true gentleman that I wish was around. I'm getting a phone call from a Missouri number, and I live in Missouri, so I'm going to see what it's about. I guess that's all I have to say anyways. Peace.